Hello, everybody. My name is Zerduku, and my sister's going to read the fourth book, and um, however, your guys are not going to hear me this time because my microphone is garbage, and so I'm just going to be sitting in the background while my sister is reading this. Please enjoy. All right. So you, as usual, read the title and all that.
I will. Just hold on. I gotta wait for you to move out of my way. Ow, my foot. Sit wherever you want, Raya. The Adventures of Sarah and Drake, Season 1, Book 4, by Zach Selvey. The next day, after first class, Michelle was taken to the principal's office to talk about the circumstances at the school dance. Listen, Michelle, I don't mind you bringing outside friends into the school for the dances here, but I do mind when your friends outside of school do damage to the school and cause fights in the school. Do you understand me, Michelle? Said the principal. Yes, Principal Waxmore, said Michelle nervously. Oh, nervously. Yes, Principal Waxmore. However, I did hear from Bulk, and he said Glenn and Sam started the fight, and they will also receive the same punishment as you. All three of you will receive detention on Monday. That will be all, Michelle. You can leave now, said Waxmore. It should be Miss Waxmore. Anyways, oh. Michelle leaves the principal's office and heads back to her next class. She made it to her classroom and sat at her down at her desk. Staring blankly across the room, with her hand on her cheek, with a look of frustration on her face. She is deep in thought. Oscar, sitting next to her, began looking at Michelle, wanting to say something. Ow, excuse me, sorry. Ow. Anyways, wanting to say something about what had happened, he started to speak but stopped himself as he realized he had nothing to say. So he then turned and continued to listen to the teacher. A while later, during recess, Michelle sits on the swing in deep thought. Bulk and Victor approach Michelle with and speak to her. Hey, Michelle! I'll be going to see Sarah and Drake after school, said Bulk. Yes, and I would like to come, too, since I have nothing to do after school. My parents are working late, so nobody's home, said Victor with excitement in his voice. Michelle smiled and responded, Yes, I would like to see them as well and see how the mansion is coming along. Oscar wasn't too far away and was watching Bulk and Victor talk to Michelle. Why couldn't I have said something to her? Oscar thought to himself. Whatever, it's not like I had an excuse for not being at the dance. Anyways, I just spent my time with Sarah during the dance, Oscar thought to himself as he looked down at the ground. After school, Michelle, Victor, and Bulk went straight to the Foster's mansion. The three kids walked in through the front door of the mansion, looking around for Sarah and Drake. The kids called for their names. Sarah! Drake! Sarah! Drake! Shouted the kids, yelling loud enough so the neighbors could hear them. Then they heard a noise. They followed the noise into the bedrooms in the mansion. Michelle, Victor, and Bulk were surprised when they opened the door and saw Sarah beating on Drake with her hand shape-shifted into a hammer, hitting Drake on the head. Drake, for heaven's sake, you shouldn't have left the mansion, and someone Could have gotten hurt, you stupid idiot, shouted Sarah as she hit him on the head with her shape-shifted hand. Ouch! Please have mercy. I'm an innocent dragon. You don't need to beat me up, said Drake as he was taking a beating from Sarah. Ah! Maybe this is a bad time. Should we leave? Said Michelle. Sarah turned around and looked at Michelle with an evil scowl. Oof. Sarah's face something and shouts, Riot!
I guess her face changed or something.
No, it's contorted, something.
Yeah, I think it's contorted.
Okay, whatever the hell that means. I don't know. Anyways, this is all your fault. If you didn't invite him to that day and dance, this wouldn't have happened. You'll pay for this, said Sarah, raising her hand at Michelle. Sparks start flickering on her fingertips as her energy rises with rage. Then, in a flash, a blurrish blast of thunderous electricity comes out of Sarah's hand, aimed directly at Michelle. Drake, without thinking, miraculously jumps in front of the streaming blush light, turning his eyes white as the energy fills his body in pain. Drake falls to the floor, smoke covering his body like a dense winter fog. Oh, Drake, are you okay? Said Michelle as she walks towards Drake, lifting up his head. Ugh. Make sure that you set your microwave to 5 minutes to cook your dragon. No, said Drake in a state of pain, and Drake's eyes start swirling around in circles, then he faints. Well, that's a Pokemon gag, but okay. Yes, you do watch way too much anime. I know, but that's why I just said that, so they kind of understand.
Just keep reading.
Hush, said Drake. Yeah, okay, I already read that. Oh no, Drake, please wake up, shouted Michelle. Don't you think that was a little harsh? Said Victor to Sarah. Sarah slightly turns her head and looks at Victor with one eye. It wasn't harsh. He deserved it. Sarah responded as she turned her head and closed her eyes. Excuse all the yawning. Sarah responded as she turned her head and closed her eyes. Sarah then thinks to herself, I'm glad that Drake has found somebody that loves him so much and with all her heart. So much so that it brought him to a special moment as she looks upon Drake and Michelle with a caring face. Jealousy, jealousy. Anyways, Victor and Bulk, thank you for coming, said Sarah. Sarah then levitated away, phasing herself through the wall into the hallway. As Sarah levitates down the hall, Oscar appears suddenly. Oscar, what are you doing here? Asked Sarah. Oscar responds, Yesterday it seemed like you were getting along, but I guess I just wanted to talk to you about it. But I still don't know what to say. You do know that I'm a ghost. If you feel something between us, it's not there. That I'm sure of, said Sarah. Ouch. You know, Sarah, I wish I existed around your time and I could have saved you from that fall, said Oscar. Sarah looked surprised. Her cheeks turned bright red on her pale face. Unfortunately, things are the way they are, and nothing can change that now. The future may not be written in stone, but the past is," said Sarah, levitating past Oscar. Oscar stares at her as she turns the corner outside. Then Oscar looks at the ground, thinking to himself, how would a great knight handle this? I don't know, Oscar. Probably would be screaming in terror, like most knights do when it comes to ghosts, or most people for that matter. Anyways, a few hours later, outside in the backyard of the mansion, Bulk and Victor were trying to figure out what to do for fun. "This is lame. I mean, there's a big yard here, and yet we can't seem to figure out anything fun to do," said Victor. Bulk closes his eyes and put his hand to his chin, trying to think of something to do. After a while of thinking, another yawn, of thinking and getting frustrated, he starts hitting himself on the head with his fist. All of a sudden, he stops and looks over the hills. There stood a lighthouse about 20 yards away. "Hey, Victor! Has that lighthouse always been there, or am I just imagining things?" asked Bulk. "I think that lighthouse." Oh, Victor looked at the lighthouse. "I think that lighthouse has always been there. Matter of fact, I think it's been abandoned for 30 years," said Victor. "What are you guys looking at?" asked Drake, appearing from the shadows. "Bulk and I were talking about the lighthouse up there," said Victor as he points at the lighthouse. "You know, I don't think we've ever been to that lighthouse before. I thought we explored the whole town," said Michelle, as Bulk and Victor took a turn to look at Michelle as she standing behind them. "Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go!" shouted Drake with excitement. Then Drake, Michelle, Bulk, and Victor started making their way to the lighthouse. Watching from the window on the second floor of the mansion is Oscar. Oscar notices that Sarah is behind him without even looking. "You know, Sarah, you can always come with us," said Oscar as he turns around and looks at Sarah. "What about the mansion?" asked Sarah with a concerned voice. "Always worried about the mansion, aren't you? But can forget you now forget that the mansion is no longer your home. We are your home now," explained Oscar. Sarah looks down to the floor and sighs. Thinking deep in thought, Sarah makes a decision and turns her head towards Oscar, nodding her head yes. A few minutes later, Michelle, Bulk, Victor, and Drake made their way to the lighthouse. I'm sure if it was 20 yards away, that it would probably take maybe an hour to get there. More, depending on, I'm not sure how far 20 yards away is. Anyways, "Doesn't look abandoned to me," said Bulk. I'm guessing that even now it's abandoned. They must keep maintenance on it," said Victor. "What makes you say that, Victor? It's not like there's a sign saying that this place is abandoned," said Michelle. Victor points at a sign that says "No Trespassers." Beneath that it says "Abandoned since 1989." "Oh, sorry. I didn't see that," said Michelle as she chuckled to herself. "Stupid dumb blonde," Victor whispers to himself. "What was that?" If you're gonna say anything mean about me, I'll give you a knuckle sandwich," shouted Michelle. "Oh, no, I'm innocent," said. Oh, never mind. I'm using sarcasm instead of nervousness. Oh no, I'm innocent. That's still sarcastic. Whatever. Anyways, what was the point of coming here again? Said Drake. Well, we could race down the stairs from the top of the lighthouse down to the bottom, said a voice coming from behind them. Drake, Michelle, Bulk, and Victor all turn around to see Oscar and Sarah have come. So, Oscar, you could race down the lighthouse? Asked Victor. Yes. Allow me to explain how this works. Since Drake and Sarah can fly or levitate, they can be the ones that judge who wins and who loses. Sarah and Drake are able to go up and down the lighthouse with no resistance, while the rest of us will be the contestants racing down the stairs with our own feet, explained Oscar. The four kids and Sarah and Drake stayed quiet for a few seconds. So this game comes down to strength and skill. I'm up for that, said Bulk with excitement in his voice. It also involves strategy, which means I'm going to win, said Victor. Well, it might be hard on my heels, but I haven't had a good run in a long time, said Michelle. Then it's settled. Let the games begin, said Oscar with great enthusiasm. A few minutes later, the four kids were waiting at the top of the stairwell of the lighthouse. Sarah was levitating next to the stairs over the balcony, holding the racing flag. Excuse me. Getting ready to start, while Drake was waiting at the bottom to see who makes it to the finish line first. Each of the four kids felt confident that they would win. Victor had a gleam on his glasses with his sinister smile. Bulk tensed up his muscles, ready to go. Michelle looked side to side, worried about her competition, feeling that she could never win against the other three boys. Oscar had a blank expression on his face, focused on the game. Ready, set, go! Said Sarah as she waves the flag down. Then all of a sudden all four kids run as fast as they can down the stairs. Oscar and Bulk take the lead while Victor falls behind Michelle. This is lame. How can Miss Pigtails be faster than me? Victor thought to himself. Suddenly Michelle stubs her toe at the edge of the stairs and falls face first, rolling down the stairs. Wow. I don't know how the hell you stub your toes on stairs when you're going down, but okay. Victor tries to stop, but he misses the step and also falls and tumbles down. I'm not even going to question this one.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep a straight face, but what I've written was pretty funny.
Bulk quickly looks behind him and sees both Victor and Michelle rolling down the stairs out of control. The boing, a boing, a boing, a boing, a boing, a boing, a boing. My head, my butt, my head, my butt, my head, my butt. Sorry! Yes. Fan service is correct. Bolt quickly turns to see what had just happened and says, "Look out! Two giant human snowballs coming down the stairs!" as he races past Oscar. Well then, I guess that could be a sight to see.
Chelsea, I can't speak. I can't keep quiet. You're making me laugh. Of course, it doesn't help that my head that this was actually kind of funny. Alright, moving on.
Oscar has a confused look on his face. Then he turns around and realizes he's in trouble. Oh shit, I better run. Run for your life! Just kidding. Michelle runs over Oscar and they both roll down the stairs out of control. A boing, 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 a boing. Well, I can see a lot of bruises and some maybe some broken bones. Let's see, some swirly eyes for sure. Minor concussion. Let's see. I don't know what else it could be. Maybe some a lot of dirt on each other since it's been abandoned. I think they're gonna be needing a hospital ambulance. We need a cleanup on aisle 14. Give us a minute, guys.
If you guys are not laughing, there's something wrong with you. Oh my god.
He said, if you guys are not laughing, there's something wrong with you.
Oh my god. Just continue.
I will continue as soon as I figure out what my freaking place is.
You laughed so hard you lost where you were.
Alright. Michelle runs over Oscar. Yep, and they both run down. Yep. Bulk stays in the lead, trying to outrun the others rolling down behind them. It should have been trying to outrun the human snowballs. It would have been a lot better.
That would have been better.
Bulk isn't quite fast enough as the tumbling pile of children collide with Bulk. Boof! All you see is a bunch of stars. Tweet, 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 birdies. Taking him with them, Drake seeing his impending door near as the pile of kids tumble.
Impending doom, but okay.
Yeah, impending doom near as the pile of kids tumble towards him out of control. I regret nothing. It should have been like, well, this is gonna end quite well, but I regret nothing, said Drake as he shrugs his shoulders. The four kids crash into Drake, and they all roll through the front door out of the lighthouse, down the hill, smashing into a tree. Ooh. Okay, there's definitely some bad casualties here. Let's just say running into hitting a tree while rolling downstairs. After rolling downstairs, yeah, that's definitely some brain damage. A broken nose for sure if you hit your face. A few ribs probably fractured. A pelvic bone if someone actually hits something there. That would be horrible. Let's see, maybe some minor leg injuries. Yeah, these kids are doomed. And this poor dragon's probably gonna have some wing damage.
As Chelsea's saying this, I do have to say it's reminding me of the Jackass video game where you're inside these giant hamster balls, and if you actually fall off the building, it actually shows X-ray like pictures of what damage you take for being pushed off the building. And that's what this is reminding me of, and it's fucking hilarious. Thank you, Chelsea.
If you guys have not seen that video, we might have to post that in the link description. Anyways, the four kids and Drake moaned in pain, which was. I'm pretty sure that these guys are going to definitely need an ambulance. Sarah comes out of the lighthouse, shrugging her shoulders, and says, well, I guess you guys really are a ball of trouble. Yeah, in more ways than one. And I went up and sat down. Wonderful, said Sarah. Drake sticks his arm out, his finger pointing up, and says, okay, can we end the book now? The camera screen then turns to Sarah and she says, no! But we can have a 5-minute break besides the writer has to take out the garbage. Can we just skip this part because this literally has nothing to do with the book?
It was supposed to be a break the fourth wall.
Yeah, this is not funny. Um.
But don't worry, that was the only break the fourth wall joke, and it's only like a few sentences.
Okay. Said Sarah to the audience as a black screen circle covers the screen. 5 minutes later, the four kids and Sarah and Drake are next to the river relaxing after what happened at the lighthouse. Okay, I'm sorry, but 5 minutes would not be long. And I'm pretty sure out of all that damage that just happened, they would be out. Like, out of consciousness for sure. Looney Tune physics or not, you still need a damn ambulance.
I don't know. Just read on and just go with it.
Oscar looks at the river and says, "Wow, that water really is going," says Victor. "You still have that raft at your house?" asks Bulk. "Yes. Why?" asks Victor. Can you not guess what he's thinking? Hello, right river rafting!
Right there.
How dense can you be unless you've never been or heard of it? Which I find that impossible.
It's not the brightest bulb in the box if you ever figure it out.
None of these kids are bright.
You know, come to think about it, yeah, you made a point.
Anyways, moving onward. As soon as I find my place. There it is. Well, I was just thinking, since the race at the lighthouse was a huge ball of disaster, literally, a, a race down the river sounds like a lot more fun. Yeah, let's see. Let me fast forward this, and I can see some drowning kids, a drowning dragon, and a ghost going, "The fuck are you guys doing?"
Actually, what's gonna happen is probably a little bit more funnier than that, but let's see what you think.
Don't ruin my mindset. Okay?
Sorry, Chelsea, I put an X on that idea already.
Oh, fudge you, okay? I need a drink break. Hashtag not sponsored. Hugs.
There you go. Hey, that's my line.
We shall split into teams so we can bash each other into the rocks. Oh, Jesus. Lord help us all. Where are parents when you need them? All right. Not paying attention to the kids as usual.
Trust me when I say you don't want to know their parents.
If their parents are anything like their children, then the world's fucked. Because the line of, brain fart, fuck, no. The line of genes is just gonna get worse from there. Unless somehow you end up with a magically intelligent kid. Which I find that highly doubtful. And Zach's gonna die eventually of laughter.
Chelsea, you're making this more funnier than it normally is.
What you think? Said Bulk. Sounds fun! After all, what could possibly go wrong this time?
I can just imagine your facial expression. I can't even see it.
Reaches through the screen and smacks the shit out of all the kids.
Break the fourth wall and.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you just reach into the book of the story and just smack all the kids.
Like, seriously, you gotta be kidding me. You just got injured by doing something stupid. Now you're gonna do something even more stupid and more dangerous that could definitely include death. Oh yeah, what could possibly go wrong there? Oh, I don't know. Let's see, a few phone calls to your parents. I think your kids are stupid because they pretty much killed themselves. You may need to come to the hospital and say your goodbyes. My tears. Yes, tears of laughter. Parents are on the phone. Oh, great. What the fuck did my kids do this time? Alright, let's see. Every time I'm not around them, which is literally never, I mean always, they always end up injured some way in shape form, and they're always hanging around with that dragon and that ghost girl. Oh yeah. Now I wonder why my debt bill is so freaking high. Let's see, I have about 100 medical bills here that are listed over 20 grand. Thanks to these kids. Said Oscar with sarcasm. Well, it might be a crazy idea, but it might be a lot of fun, said Victor. Victor, you're supposed to be the most intelligent kid out of the four. Shush, Zach! But you ended up being the most dumbest person I know. You may be book smart, but you sure the hell are not street smart. At all. Anyways, moving on. Well, you're not getting me involved this time. One bash on the head is enough for me, said Drake. I'm sure you had more than just one bash on the head from that. But anyways, that's okay. One kiss for me and it will be all better. I'm out. Leaves. Said Michelle as she gets closer to Rick. Should this be a moment when I should be creeped out? You know what would be funnier is if Drake just kind of puts his hand out and then she kisses his hand instead, and he just like talk to the hand. Whatever. Let's just go. Said Drake, gently pushing Michelle aside. Yeah. You know, I feel sorry for Drake. Before we even met, Sarah and Drake, this is how Michelle acted towards me, and I hated every minute of it. Oh, so now what are you trying to tell me? That you're a little jealous now? Because she's hitting on a friggin' dragon? I don't see how that makes any sense, but okay. Not like her and the dragon have anything to do with each other in that particular aspect. Oscar thought to himself. A couple minutes later, Victor got his raft in the river, and the four kids got in. The raft was tied to a rock at the edge of the river. Allow me to explain how this game is played. We will split up into two teams, and the object is the team with the most hit points without crashing before the finish line wins. Heavy sighs. This is gonna end horribly. And I can just see the money billing up. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know how to make the cash noise, okay? Oh, yeah. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Oh, shit. I'm gonna need to sell my house now. He fucking choked on his drink. Oh, on your spit. Well, that's just gross, but still. You alright over there? Yes, you bald Demian. Okay, anyways. Drake will use Dragon Claw to release the rope to start the game. Oh, wait, wait. I skipped a line. A few lines. Every time someone gets pushed into the rocks, a point is scored, explained Volk. All kids nod their heads in agreement. Ah, wonderful. Hello, rocks, and hello, brain damage. And a few other minor injuries. The four kids looked around and around the raft and realized that Michelle and Bulk are on the left side and Oscar and Victor on the right. These will be the teams since we are already standing like we are, said Bulk. Drake will use Dragon Claw to release the rope to start the game, said Bulk. At least the game seems fair, said Oscar. Okay, whenever you're ready, Drake, shouted Bulk. Okay, shouted Drake. Dragon style, dragon slash! Drake thought to himself as he slices the rope, releasing the raft. The raft starts zooming down the raging river. Okay, here we go, shouted Bulk at the top of his lungs. The four kids start using their paddles to try and push each other off the course into the rocks on the side of the river. Watcha! Watcha! Yes.
Ignore the coughing, please, Chelsea.
Anyways, Bulk and Michelle smashed into the corner of the rocks. All of a sudden, numbers start popping above Oscar and Victor's heads. Okay, this is weird and it makes no sense, said Victor with a confused look on his face. How the autistic mind works when reading books. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're already winning. Keep rowing, said Oscar as he rows his paddles as hard as he can towards the side of the river. Come on, Michelle, we can't lose, said Bulk as he tries to row his paddle as fast as he can. Hey, I'm rowing as fast as I can, shouted Michelle. As the raft goes down the river, it sways back and forth in the raging river. Then Oscar and Victor's slide slams into the rocks on the side of the river. There was a sharp turn and they hit the edge. The numbers appear over Bulk and Michelle's head, but Bulk and Michelle ignore it. That was no fair. That corner came out of nowhere, explained Victor. And part of the game. Doesn't matter, don't give up, shouted Oscar. The raft comes out of the tight corners into a straight line. The raft continues to go back and forth as the four kids try to bash each other into the edge of the river. Victor then notices that the water is becoming more rocky and faster. Well, I'd say this would be fun, but I would prefer not to be hit by rocks. Hey, is it just me, or is the river moving faster than before? Asked Victor. You know, come to think about it, we never even tried to see what was at the end of this river, said Victor. Oh, fuck no. Are you kidding me? This takes idiot into a whole other aspect.
Just that response made me realize that I did my job really well. I'm usually not very good at comedy, but geez.
Stop talking, Victor. Besides, like I said before, what could possibly go wrong? And like I said before, a lot. Don't die on me. I do not feel like trying to get you to the ER,
Sorry.
said Oscar as he looks over to Victor. Oscar turns his head and looks down the river. He stops paddling and starts to panic. Ah, we should stop paddling, said Oscar. What? Why? Said Bulk. Bulk looks down at the end of the river and sees a steep waterfall. Woohoo! Go waterfall! Just kidding. And here comes Idiotic. They should totally get a reward for being the most dumbest kids I've ever met. But also the most adventurous people.
It's never a dull moment with them.
Why can't real life be like this? Is there any chance we can turn the raft around? Asked Bulk. No. You can't go backwards in a raft. That doesn't exactly work. You don't have the electric power that a normal boat does with a motor. I think that's what it's called. Victor puts his head out from over Oscar's shoulder and says, "That's a negative," said Victor as he pushes up his glasses. All four kids stick their hands up in the air as they are about to go over the waterfall, saying at once and start screaming in union, "We regret nothing!" as they tumble over the waterfall. Drake looks down the cliff and says, "Well, at least it wasn't me this time." Wow. I would have thought as a dragon you'd be flying down there and trying to save their dumb asses.
Actually, this gets pretty funny. Keep reading.
I think we should try and get this made into an anime. It would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, we can talk about that later.
Then all of a sudden, a piece of the cliff that Drake was standing on breaks and falls down, but he stops and flies back up. Nice try, universe. I am a dragon and I can fly. Yeah, and then all of a sudden something hits you on the head and knocks you out, and then down the river you go, said Drake as he continues to fly without looking up. Then he bashes his head on a large tree branch. Oh, here we go. That's even better. Coming out of the mountain, sending him crashing down the cliff. See you later, fucker. He hits the bottom of the cliff. Ow, your butt. You see nothing but a puff of smoke coming up over the trees on the from the bottom of the cliff. Wily coyote. Okay. Can see that. Anyways, continuing. I keep losing my damn place. 2 hours later, Sarah managed to get the four kids and Drake back to the mansion. The four kids and Drake were all in body cast. And like I said earlier, hello to medical bills. And phone calls to parents. Hope you guys have a good insurance, because otherwise you're paying a pretty penny.
Something I didn't think about.
What to do with you idiots? This is the second time in one day that you beat yourselves up over a competition, said Sarah. At least somebody has some sense around here. And she's a freaking ghost girl.
She's already dead.
True. Ow! Fuck!
What happened?
I kicked the damn computer thingy. Owie! My foot.
Damage my computer.
You're worried about your fucking computer? I just damaged my foot. I think your sister's a little bit important than a damn computer.
That may be true, but I don't see how a foot could be important.
Asshole! I need my feet.
I am one mean brother.
We are sorry, we were just bored, said Bulk. At least it was fun, said Victor. Don't look at me, I'm just an innocent bystander. Uh-huh. Apparently the universe hates me, said Drake as he tries to move his arm. Ouch! At any rate, when you start feeling better, you should call your parents. I would have thought that Sarah would have at least attempted to call the parents. But okay. Explained Sarah as she levitates away going through the wall. You know, I envy her. She's already dead, so she can't feel pain, said Bulk. True. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't feel emotional pain. Oscar just stares at the wall that she went through. To be continued! And I just stubbed my toe again. Fucking computer! Next time on the adventures of Sarah and Drake, as we continued on their amazing adventure of the four kids and Sarah and Drake, we'll see them meet new friends and face new and challenging challenges as they explore and play games against each other. What wonders will they find and what enemies will they come across? Only time will tell as we read on to the amazing adventure of Sarah and Drake. The end. Your face is flushed.
You laugh way too much. Too much! Anyways, guys, that was The Adventures of Sarah Drake, Chapter 4. And as you probably guys could have guessed after my sister read this part, the first 4 books were kind of like a prologue to get you guys interested. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Not all 4 of them are done. All 4 of them on my YouTube channel. I'm also going to put them all in a playlist so you guys can watch them in like binge watch. And then after that, well, if you guys are part of my Discord, Explosives Entertainment, I will put an announcement on what's the next book my sister's going to read. But until then, I hope you guys enjoy. Please like and subscribe and definitely comment because this is Zerduku and Akari signing out.